Good afternoon, David Burke. This is the new Fig Hunter. I'm with Bob Steinbeck of Maywood Farms, out at Maywood Farms, and we're going to talk to him a little bit, I guess. Can you tell us a little bit, Bob, about Maywood Farms?
Well, Maywood Farms started in 1981 and planted my first trees in 1983. Grew all the figs myself. We have 175 acres of figs for fresh market, and they're all grown organically.
Why figs?
Well, I had a friend of a friend suggest growing figs as an alternative crop for around here. And I did the research and found that our weather is very similar to Fresno, and Fresno used to be the fig growing capital of California. So I felt between maybe some early fall rains and late spring frost that we could do well with them out here on this poor soil. We have class 2, 3, 4, and 5 soils.
Mom, what are these ones?
Can you tell us the different varieties that you grow out here?
Our main variety is Black Mission. They are the easiest to ship and handle without showing too much damage. But we grow the Missions first, brown turkeys, cadotas, and Adriatics, and then we have a small planting of Excel, which is a white fig that nobody else sells commercially.
And so all of those varieties end up commercially?
Yes, yeah, we ship all of those varieties, you know, different volumes. I mean, the Black Mission are our main variety. We have 130 acres out of the 175.
If anyone wanted to find your figs specifically, where would they look for them?
Well, you can buy them on the farm during our harvest season. We sell them by the box, and then we sell them throughout the Bay Area. Whole Foods is our biggest customer across the country there, but then we sell to mostly wholesalers throughout the country as well. Most of it, a lot of it's on the West Coast, and then locally we sell to Raley's.
Good to know.
Right here, I believe you said, was one of the first orchards that you put in?
Yeah, this was, we planted this field and another field out in the back, on the back side, on the south side. And this is probably one of the biggest trees we have out in this orchard.
And what did we come up with, 37 years old?
They're, no, they're 30, well, 36, yeah.
36.
Yeah, 36, 37, you're right.
Okay, so
time is flying.
Even being the largest, this is roughly about pushing almost 2 foot diameter.
And so you do, we discussed you do heavy pruning, so you don't really get a breba crop.
Yes.
You keep them short for the purposes because everything is hand-picked?
It's hand-picked, and we pick the trees every 2 to 3 days because they're constantly ripening.
Gotcha. So how many pounds a day, roughly, do you guys end up going through?
We will pack on our good days, or in our peaks, 30,000 pounds in a day.
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
It's a lot of figs. It's a lot of figs. Takes 130 people to do that.
You had mentioned that there's zero waste here with regard to the figs themselves.
That's correct. All our culls end up going out to dry, and we sell those to a processor.
Awesome.
There's a marketing order for dried fruit that says we can't sell direct to the consumer unless have a sorting facility and USDA inspected. And so we have not gotten into doing that, but we sell to a cooperative, and it's you know, it's a great thing to do with the cull fruit that we have nothing else we could do with. And then one of the other things we do with cull fruit, we de-stem them and pack them in buckets for jam makers.
Awesome. Like me.
Just like you, yes. But you have your own figs.
So you were telling me about a trip that you just made to South Africa on vacation, and you went by another orchard where they have a different style of growing figs. Could you briefly tell us about that?
Sure. Where all our orchards here are grown as a single trunk and grown where the branches start at 2 feet, they are growing on high ridges and growing the figs like bushes instead, where they don't let them grow into single trunk trees. They have multiple trunks, and they keep them small so they're all hand picked. But instead of reaching into the trees, they're actually kind of bent over, working the trees down low.
Okay. I wonder if that helps though with like a hedgerow effect too.
Well, you could, I think there are some growers now looking at growing hedgerow type figs, because you can trellis them. You can do just about anything with a fig tree. They're really, you can manipulate them any way you want.
That was something I honestly was thinking about on the outside of our initially when we got into it was just figs. What could I grow?
Right.
That in a trellis and a hedgerow.
Sure.
That would be, kind of propagation.
Yeah, you'd have to grow them, well, you'd have to plant a lot more per acre, which is what everybody's doing anyway. These are only 69 trees per acre, so there's a lot of wasted space, but also I think we get better airflow, we get good sunlight, we get reflected sunlight off the ground as well. All we do is mow the grass and cut the grass underneath the trees.
Tell me a little about the certified organic aspect of it. How long have you been certified organic?
We've been certified since 1990, so a long time.
That's kind of before the hype is coming.
Yes.
That was 10 years prior.
I've always been on cutting edge. Growing figs up here, nobody does that. We're the only ones that do it. The organic thing also I was looking at a niche for our fruit as far as marketing goes. The figs are really easy to grow organically because they don't have a lot of pests. We haven't sprayed these for 9 years now.
You're talking about organic. One of the requirements is no
herbicides. We can't use herbicides. Although now they have organic herbicides, they keep coming out with more and more organic chemicals. But the organic herbicides are a burn down, which means about every 10 days we'd have to go through here and spray, and it's really expensive.
So now you just come through here and mow?
We mow down the rows with a rotary mower. We don't cut real close. And then we have a mower that's mounted on the side of a tractor, and it's like a rotary mower, a lawn mower. Mm-hmm. It's a hydraulically driven cutting blade that sticks out from the tractor, and it has like a guard around it, so it goes around the tree trunks.
Now, in between the rows, on a lot of other orchards, they disc. Do you guys disc out here?
We don't disc at all. This ground is really erodible, and so if we disc, we're going to cause lots of erosion problems. And also, we're just trying to build the organic matter in the soil.
One of the questions that we had is about no-tilling. There's a big movement in no-till farming.
Yeah.
With the building up the humus or the organic matter in the soil.
Exactly.
And I was curious personally about that.
Yeah, we shred all our brush. All the brush is shredded and put right back down on the soil just to add more organic matter.
So, how often do you propagate? How do you propagate your own?
Well, we take about a 10 or a 12-inch cutting off of good strong wood, not the pithy lightweight wood that you find on the ends of the branches, and we grow them in a 2-gallon grow bag. Okay. We put an emitter for each grow bag and grow them in a nursery each year. All the trees out here I grew myself.
What do you think your success rate is on propagating?
Depends on the year, but it's now to where I'd say 75-80% take on them. Most of the
That's
time.
Pretty good.
But some of the varieties are a little less. It really depends on all the perfect conditions that you have at the time of planting, and the right soil in the grow bag too.
Gotcha.
Okay, well, we really appreciate your time, Bob. I know you're a busy man. Just wanted to come out and visit and see what this is like. And website, what is your website?
www.maywoodfarms.shop.
So next time in California, look for Maywood figs.
And we also have a Facebook. page as well.
Yeah, because know your farmer, know your food. Well, thank you very much, David Burke, the Fig Hunter, and thanks for watching. Thank you, Bob.